So in today's session, we're just going to be going over the dispatch course and how to sign up to this dispatch course and the benefits of this dispatch course. We're going to be talking about the mentorship program. We'll talk a little bit about the modules, about the videos, about the um, the three different categories of people that should be taking this course and who should not be taking this course. Just gonna say hello to a few people that logged in. There's currently right now we have 47 people logged in. Um, so hello to everybody. If you're just joining us live right now, again we're going to be talking about the mentorship program and the dispatch course. So you guys are here, or you've gotten an invitation to be here because at some point or another you have filled out a form and you've inquired about our dispatch course. Hello to the fans. Hi all. Um, I think we're just going to start in probably about 30 seconds. We'll give a few more people a chance to log in. Um, all right, so let's get started. So there are realistic expectations that we need to set for ourselves on this dispatch course. Okay, for those of you that think that you're going to do this, 9-10 hour course, and you're going to land yourself a job that's going to get you paid $150,000 annually. I hate to burst your bubble, but that's not going to happen. This course is more meant for the entrepreneurs that are trying to get their feet wet within the trucking organization. The course is meant for drivers or owner operators that kind of want to dispatch themselves and open their own, whether it's one truck or multiple trucks. It'll give you a full overview of our industry. There are a lot of modules that I will go over in just a second, but the third category for people is the ones that are looking for a career change. So you've stumbled upon the load booking videos, you like what you see, and you are thinking of maybe, it sounds interesting, this sounds like fun. You've seen my load booking videos, and you are Ronen. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments and uh, thank you for that last one. But yeah, so if you're looking for a career change, then the dispatch course is definitely a step in the right direction to see if you would like this industry or not. So let's go over the table of contents for this load. For the dispatch course, and then I'll get into the questions and answers. So this is a time for any one of you to ask any questions about the dispatch course. I'll give you, to the best of my ability, I'll try to answer your questions. So first of all, we have the introduction to the trucking industry. That is the module number 1. Then you have module number 2, which is the regulations and authorities. Module number 3 would be the technology. So all the technology that we use here at ET Transport, and we'll give you also some, other options that you can use. Module number 4 is the role of a dispatcher. Now, again, each one of these modules is about 1 hour long. They're all video sessions, and they are a part of our mentorship program and if you join the membership program within YouTube. So it's only on YouTube. It's only on the YouTube platform. If you join the membership, you'll see 3 different categories of membership. So the 2 that give you the access to the sessions and the dispatch, only one will give you the dispatch sessions and one will give you the mentorship sessions with me. So let's get into back to the table of contents. So module number 5 is documents to move a shipment. Module number 6 is the hours of service. Module number 7 is how to load a trailer. Module 8 would be the cost of running a truck. So this actually goes into detail about the insurance costs, tolls, bridges, the annual plates. It goes into all the expenses for you in order to run your truck successfully. So we get the cost of running a truck, and then obviously we go into module number 9, which is the load booking. So it's actually me booking loads. It's videos of me booking loads and explaining what I'm doing step by step. And based on the cost per mile that was in module number 8, we need to book loads obviously in order to be profitable. So it definitely give you a step-by-step guide on how to do that. Now, in order to come up with this course, I've interviewed about 5 or 6 schools, and I've also interviewed about 50 or 60 people that have taken a dispatch course somewhere else. I found some flaws within the people giving the courses, and I also found the issues that I think people are having once they finish a course. I have to say that the drivers or owner operators that I talked to that finished the dispatch course, one of the common, I guess, the feedback that I got is that they wish they had somebody to hold their hand moving forward. They wish they had somebody to guide them moving forward. So it's great to take a dispatch course, but I still have a lot of questions after the dispatch course. So one of the things that I created is that after you take the course, in the YouTube membership section, okay, once you take the course, then you can downgrade your membership to the mentorship membership. So one of them is about $110 US, which is, in order to take the course, you would have to pay $110 US, and then once you're finished taking that course, then you can downgrade it. And I think the mentorship is about 27 or $26 US per month, and then you are invited to exclusive sessions like this, where it's questions and answers, or you can ask me anything you want, and I have a calendar with the different sections, different topics that I talk about. The different topics, and you get invited to these topics. So the first thing that you do when you sign on board is you would send us an email to sponsorship@ettransport.ca. And you are going to send us your contact info. So this way you'll have a calendar of all the sessions that we have throughout the week of when we're inviting people to these sessions. So sessions can be, going more in detail on, how to finance your truck, or how to, should I consider factoring? There's multiple topics that we talk about. And the more popular the membership is going to get, obviously, the more sessions we're going to put out there. And then we'll obviously get, a lot of feedback from you guys on what you want us to concentrate on. So, having a 1 hour session of the cost of running a truck is great, but you might want me to go in more detail on, insurance, or, plates, or, obviously dispatching the truck, or profitable lanes, right? So that's why we are continuing the membership program, is that once you finish the course, that you also have somebody that, myself, that's guiding you through the process of opening up your own fleet, or even just dispatching yourself. All right. So if you guys have any questions, this is the time to put them in the chat. I'll try to get to as many as I can. So here's one question: how many trucks do we have in our fleet? So ET Transport currently runs over 100 power units. We have a terminal here in Concord, Ontario. We have another terminal in Moncton, New Brunswick. And then we have a recent, in the last, I think, 9 months ago, we opened up a terminal in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's what we currently have. All right. Any questions on the dispatch course? Do you consolidate loads? Yes, we do. So the question is, do you consolidate loads? So yes, we do consolidate loads. So we have here in Concord, Ontario, 2 departures every single day going into the Maritimes. And the Maritimes, we have inside those trailers is a combination of LTLs. So we have about 5, 6, 7, 8 shipments within one trailer, and we consolidate the loads and they go out into the Maritimes. The Maritimes is New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI. I got a question. Truck. Do you need, depending on the miles of the truck, does it go from 0 to 3,000 miles, or 5,000 miles on a truck? I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand that question. When you purchase a truck, what's the price of a new Cascadia? So the price of a new Cascadia today is probably around 200. I would say 200 US. You could probably find them for 190. It depends on what kind of warranties you want on them, and if you are getting them with a battery pack APU unit. That battery pack APU unit alone is probably about 7-8K. What's the price of the dispatch course? So the dispatch course is, for Americans, it's $110 US. You can only get it in our YouTube platform. It's in the membership. So if you press join, there's 3 categories. One is the mentorship, and one is the dispatch course. So you're going to need to select the dispatch course, and then once you're done that course, you can downgrade that membership to the mentorship program. So that is probably around $25, $26 a month, and then you'll get invited to private to sessions with me. All right, so I'm not going to answer too many questions. I'd like to answer more questions on the dispatch course. This is what this, the session is for. You've been invited because at some point or another, you have filled out a form that you're interested in a dispatch course. You mentioned that we purchased a dispatch course. We get a booklet with more information. How do I get it? Okay. So for those of you that have purchased or are in the dispatch course, you would need to email sponsorship@ettransport.ca. Once you email us, we will add you to the list of people that are taking the course, and then you are going to receive your booklet. It's a PDF booklet. And then you can obviously watch those 9 modules. They're about an hour long each. How did I get started in this industry? So that is I'll try to uh, give you the short version of it. So in this industry, I got into when I was 21 years old. I purchased, my dad was a truck driver, still is. I purchased two power units and I started dispatching them at a company. Unfortunately, that company folded. And when that company folded, we took me and my partner, who was working in accounting. I was more in marketing and sales. That company folded and I took over some of their assets. We were able to renegotiate some of their contracts or for their assets. We walked away with, I think, 8 or 9 power units at the time. And that's how ET Transport was formed back in 2005. All right. All right, so I'm not going to go into the recruiting questions. I'm just going to stick to the ones that have to do with the dispatching. Based on your skills and experience, is there a possibility to dispatch for your company after we complete the course for experience? I know that ET Transport does recruit, dispatchers. Uh, you are more than welcome to send in a resume, and HR here will look at it once you complete the course. Um, how in depth do we go in with getting plates? So in the actual course, I don't think it goes in depth about plating. What I can say is that once you're part of these sessions, mentorship sessions, you're able to ask me whatever questions you have. So you're like, once you're done the dispatch course on an ongoing basis, you're invited to sessions with me. So sometimes I will do it, or if a lot of the people want somebody from safety and compliance, we can get somebody from safety and the compliance to do a 1 hour session and go over any of the questions that you have. If some of you have a problem with HR, we'd be able to, one of the sessions have our HR, about giving you the step-by-step guide on how to recruit drivers, or so it depends on the audience and what they want. So currently right now, there's, I think, over 40 people that have subscribed to the dispatch course. And now we're going to start with the live sessions for them. I got 2 new Cascadias for 192K. Is that a good deal? Again, I really don't want to talk about the just generic questions. I want to limit them more for the dispatch course. For a startup company from Canada, should we get Canadian loan or US? All right, for a startup company from Canada, should we get Canadian load board or US? We will be doing cross-border trucking in the future. What do you suggest for now? We are thinking to start our fleet soon. So I would recommend, I know that we here at ET Transport, we have the Canadian one, which is Load Link, but we also have DAT. So we do cross-border, and yes, we have both of them. So I would recommend to everybody else, I mean, the same thing that what we're doing. So you kind of want more volume of loads, or you want to be able to choose from loads, especially when you're doing cross-border. Do you dispatch, and how many drivers do you dispatch? How well do you maintain your work and life balance? Also, does ET have after-hour support? Okay, so I personally myself, I no longer do the dispatching. There's a whole team of dispatchers here. Um, Work and life balance, I try to, over the years, I do have 3 kids, and I try to finish my work at 5, so I limit myself from 9 to 5. Unfortunately, my mind runs wild all the time, so I'm always thinking constantly about the business, or how to improve the business, or how to expand the business. So even though, I'm physically here at the office from 9 to 5, and it wasn't always like this. Before I was here, I would, in my early 20s, I remember I used to pull 18, 19, and 20-hour shifts. We were young at the time, and we were able to do that. Today is just not the same when you have, for those of you that have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Do we have an after-hour support? Yes, we do, for all of our drivers, for all of our owner operators, even for our customers. There is an after-hour support here. Hey, Ronen, if I enroll in your dispatch course, will I learn how to set up and get UPS loads and load boards and bonded certification. So, will it go into detail on how to get set up with UPS? No, it would teach you the paperwork needed. One of the module number 5 is documents needed in order to move a shipment. So you will get acquainted with what brokers are asking for and what you as a carrier need to supply. We will be referencing where you can get this information. So how to build your carrier packet. Will it actually get you into UPS loads? No. Would it get you into Amazon Relay? No. You would need to um, follow the steps on how to become a carrier for them and then supply the paperwork. I have 2 trucks working for another company. I want to open my dispatch or find load. So for Farah, if you have 2 trucks, this would be a perfect course for you. It would teach you the generic. It would teach you. It would actually. You would find out yourself if this is something that you want to do or can do. So definitely, it will walk you through all of the steps and the paperwork needed, and then at the end of the course, I think it will give you a really good understanding of if this is something that you can do and want to do, or you might think, no, you know what, it's too complicated. I think I'm just going to stay where I am. Hello to everybody that's saying hi to me. Appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, Ronan. As a company driver, how can you tell if a load has been double brokered? It's very hard to tell as a company driver. The dispatch course will go into that a little bit. So double brokering obviously is a thing that exists throughout our industry. Um, as a company driver, you can tell on the bill of lading who the load was given to. So if it was given to ABC brokerage and you work for YY whatever carrier, um, you if you tell your dispatcher who is a ABC brokerage that is on the paperwork, if that's not the person that gave them the load, most likely it is double brokered. Um, so there's a few other steps, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But there are steps to look to see if something was double brokered more on the dispatch side rather than the driver side. What's the offer for? Is the course work? So is the course working on your own pace? This is a very good question. On your own pace, do we get to move to the next module when we finish first one and wait until the next month? No. So the second you are a part of the dispatch course, you have access to all the modules. Okay. So you're working at it at your own pace. Now, before you start, you need to send us an email to sponsorship@ettransport.ca saying that you've enrolled in the dispatch course. Once we get that email, you will receive back an email with a PDF. Um, Now, just one comment here. Somebody mentioned something about the people who have already taken the course. So, for those that have already taken the course, I would recommend that you sign up to the mentorship program. You don't need to enroll in the dispatch course. You can sign up to the mentorship program, and that will give you access to the mentorship sessions with me and for anybody else that is going to be joining. So, it's meant for you to take at your own pace at your own time. How long is the duration does the dispatch course? Okay. How long in duration does the dispatch course take? And is there a certificate of completion? Is there a test? So how long is the duration of the dispatch? So it's 9 modules. Each module is roughly about 1 hour. Once we have your contact information, so when you enroll in the course, once we have your contact information, there will be a certificate of completion once you complete this course. Straight Edge Trucker. Hello, Ronan. Um, hello from the road. When will you be able to do a Q&A or live for step-by-step for lease owner operators from opening your own corporation? So this will be coming in the near future. I will be doing a live session on corporations and more about how to set up a corporation. So just stay with us, and I promise you those sessions will be coming up. Private session, how many times a month? Okay, so how many private sessions are we doing a month for people that are taking the dispatch course? For those of you, so it depends how many we get. So right now there's about 40 people registered. As time goes on, it depends how many people are in the mentorship program. So if I see that there's hundreds of people in the mentorship program, obviously I'll do, one or two live sessions per day, right? For now we're going with two sessions a week. And as there are more people that are enrolled in the mentorship, we are going to open up more and more modules for them. So we'll open it up to three times a week. Then we'll open it up to four times a week, and you will have a schedule and a calendar. So when we're talking about certain topics that you're interested in, you join in with us. If you're not interested, then you won't join, and you will be able to recommend topics based on your questions, and we'll get the experts in here to talk about it. All right, so dispatch related question. Thing is, I'm currently working in a company as after hours, and within this year, I'll be promoted to dispatch. Is there a point learning with you and getting way more? So it depends what you're doing in after hours. So if you're actually, I mean, you're probably not booking loads after hours. You're more probably talking to drivers and dispatching them or giving them information about their loads. But if you want to get in on the cost of running a truck and how to book a load and the paperwork needed in order to book a load, then yes, you would find it very useful. All right, next one is there. Is there a way that you can automatically enroll those who purchase the dispatch course in the mentorship program without having to send out an email? No, I would have to. I mean, the only way to enroll is either in the dispatch course, you finish the dispatch course, and then you downgrade your membership to the mentorship program. Okay. And that's how you're going to get invited. But once you send an email that you've enrolled, then we'd be able to also invite you to these sessions. Do you have to take the dispatch course to join the mentorship sessions, or can you just sign up for the mentorship program? So you can just sign up for the mentorship program, but you will not have access to the course, or you haven't taken the course. Okay, so there are people that want guidance on just booking loads, or they just want guidance on factoring, or they want guidance on whatever questions you have as fleet owners. You're more than welcome to just join the mentorship program, but you will not have the course, and you would not have the course outline or access to those 9 modules. No. Hello, Ronan. Is your course only available in English? Yes, the course is only available in English right now. I have not looked at any other languages yet, but who knows? Maybe in the future, if there will be a lot more requests, then I can maybe have it, translated. Thanks, Ronan. That actually makes a lot of sense when you say it. Thank you. Not a problem. As for the career goals, opportunities for doors, does this course open up? Okay. Um, so like I said in the beginning of this session, if you think that you're going to nail $100,000 job by completing this course, I would I'll be the first one to tell you no, it won't. Does it give you an overview to maybe land an entry level position, because you're going to have it on your resume and you'll have your completion of certificate of completion? Yes. I mean, a situation here at ET Transport, so we do hire dispatchers sometimes with no experience, right? And I would much prefer to hire somebody that had this experience over somebody with no experience. So when we do hire entry level positions, sometimes we train for them, and when we train for the positions, like I said, I would prefer to have somebody with at least this kind of background, where they know what is a load board, where they know I would say vocabulary within our industry, the technology that we're using, the role of a dispatcher, the paperwork needed in order to move a shipment. So you will have this by completing this course. And yes, I would, when I'm recruiting, I would prefer to have somebody with some background versus somebody with no background. Okay. So instead of downgrading membership, why don't you set up a dispatch course as a one-time buy? That's a very good question. Um, Because I think we're trying to it's not just about the course. I think that the value that you're going to get in this course is with the mentorship sessions, right? So having a course, I mean, you can buy a course. Honestly, there's courses everywhere, and you can probably find somebody something that might be a quarter of the price and half the price. What you're going to get out of the course, I don't know. But our course is more designed for the course with the mentorship sessions. Please confirm the cost. Is it 150? Okay, so the cost of the course, the dispatch course, is $150 Canadian. If you're in the US, it's $110 American, approximately. In the US, I don't know what the formula is that YouTube uses on the US side, but it'll be plus minus. I mean, $5. It's going to be $110 US for the Americans. Do we hire the dispatchers who finish the course? So I mean, when we hire dispatchers, our postings are all, I would say, on Indeed or online platforms. So when we do hire for a position, you'll see a posting, and you're more than welcome to, to apply for that position. And HR will obviously look at your resume more favorably because you've completed, our own dispatch course. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Taking the course. All right. So after this, is actually a really good question. After taking the course, I guess what would be the next steps, especially now with the trucking industry in a down market? Right now, I would imagine it would be hard for new dispatchers to get a job. Okay. So this is actually a really good question. So after you take the course, sometimes I give people indicators on when is a good time to enter the market. Okay. Now, if you were to take the course today and you were to move in, like if you're an owner operator looking to dispatch yourself, if you were to finish and complete the course right now, and if you wanted to take steps on opening up your own trucking company and just dispatch yourself with one unit, that process can take time. Um, so what I recommend for people is to be ready for that time, and I will give you indicators of when is a good time to enter the market, and it usually goes by the national average on the rate per mile basis. So if the rate per mile, for example, is X, then that's a good time to enter the market. But when you've done the dispatch course and when you're ready to go and you have the resources, then you can pull the trigger. But right now, for example, I would, if you're an owner operator, it's never a bad time. But if you're an entrepreneur, for example, and you want to get into this industry, I would probably hold off a little bit where you'd be ready to, to pull the trigger. But I would hold off a little until the market gets a little bit better. So who would benefit from this course? Okay, so three people will benefit from this course. Number one, if you're a driver or owner operator, and if you want to dispatch yourself, those people will benefit from this course. Um, Entrepreneurs. So a lot of people, some people out there, they have the money and they don't know where to invest it in, and they want to get into trucking or the trucking industry. The trucking industry can be extremely lucrative for those entrepreneurs that build their business the right way. So you would greatly benefit from this course, especially to know, is this something that you want to get yourself into? All right. So once you know the cost of running a truck, and once you know the national average, you can kind of, pinpoint your profits, and then if you multiply that by 6 or 7 power units, you can have a lucrative business, right? So that's who would benefit, and also people that are wanting to change their career. I mean, logistics and dispatching is a huge career, and you can advance, and there's tons of companies that are hiring, and you just got to get your feet into the door somewhere, and then you'll see that within a year, 2 years, I mean, you can apply for a position that's not an entry level position, and you can climb up the ladder very fast within trucking and within logistics. What can you do what can you do to get better chance of landing a job in dispatching? So I think, I mean, I would recommend for you to get an entry level position to work there for 6 months, 9 months, or a year, and then slowly, slowly, climb up. I think that it's best to have an in office position because there's a lot of people next to you that you can learn from. You can see people in the office, like where the entry level people start and where you can grow into, and you can also talk to people that have been in the company for 5 6 years. A company knows that you want to advance and you don't want to stay in an entry level position, and we all to prefer to hire from within our own companies. When you have a better paying positions, you prefer to hire the people that are working in your company. All right. That's a great question. Is there any plans for an advanced level course for people who are dispatchers already? To tell you the truth, I mean, I think that there's going to be a lot of ways where this is going to be leading into. So, for example, if we have, three, 400 people a part of the mentorship sessions, and I see that people want an advanced course for those dispatchers, or I see the dispatchers that have completed the course, last year or the year before that, who are already inside, and they want an advanced course and they have specific topics, then for me, it's very easy to bring experts in here. If I can do it, I will give off the information. If we need to bring an expert, then we'll bring in an expert to do a session with those 30 or 40 people that want, the next level within dispatching. But yes, to answer your questions, that's a good point, and it's going to lead to that. Dispatchers get paid by the hour, salary weekly. How many hours per week, and can the gig be done remote? So that's a very good question. Also, dispatchers get paid by the hour. Usually, I mean, our dispatchers, they get paid salary, and then they have their bonuses if they hit certain targets. How many hours per week? So this is a full time gig, and for those of you that think that you're going to be doing this part time, and don't kid yourself, because you can learn the course part time, but once you get a job, it is going to be a full time job. So drivers are very needy, and they need their dispatchers to be available. I can't just call my dispatcher on a part-time basis, right? So I would recommend, this is a full-time gig. Can it be done remote? Yes, it can be done remote. We here at ET Transport prefer for people to work in the office, but we also have a lot of hybrid. So people that are working 4 and 1, 4 days from the office, 1 day from home, or 3 and 2. But mostly, I mean, we prefer our employees to be here at the office. Do you think rates will ever go back to good? So I'm not here to talk too much about the rates, but if you're interested in the dispatch course and you're wondering when the rates are going to go up, so yes, obviously, anything that does come down will eventually go back up. Have we hit the rock bottom yet? I think we're very close to it. I feel like there's a lot of people exiting our industry, or have just are just waiting to get in, but they're waiting for those trigger points in order to get in. So they're waiting for that rate per mile to go up above a certain amount before they're going to enter the market. But yes, I do think it's going to go up, and it's going to go up, a lot for sure. There's only one way from here. Let's not forget that this is an election year, and usually on an election year, then there are some the economy does tend to slow down. So do I agree with volumes that are normal, or is there just too many trucks on the road? So I definitely think that the volume is down, but also there are too many trucks on the road for sure. I think that there's a lot of fleets that have grown their fleet from, I've seen companies go from 100 power units to 400 or 500 power units within 2 or 3 years, which I think is crazy growth. And I see it a lot more with American companies, especially when I was in Illinois. I was asked to speak there in front of a group of 200 300 people, and they were all fleet owners, and I definitely saw that fleet owners are ramping up for sure. I mean, they have 30 40 power units, they're getting to 100. They have 100, they get to 200. They have 200, they get to 400. So I definitely see that is also a big problem. The fleets are just growing too fast. All right. So, hey, Ronan, what's the average weekly pay gross for an owner operator, leaving all expenses aside? So, I if, if you're interested, I mean, you're more than welcome to sign up to the course. One of the things that we do talk about is the average gross for an owner operator, because a lot of people that are coming into this course, they're either owner operators or company drivers that want to dispatch themselves, and the entrepreneur definitely, there's a whole section on number crunching, calculating rate per miles and break even points. And I mean, this is my specialty. This is what I do all the time. This is what I do all day. And I love it, and I'm a numbers guy, so I definitely give it off in my module number 8 and 9 when it comes to booking loads and the cost of running a truck. So really, really important stuff there. Will there be videos or a course that will go over how to get freight contracts and volume? I think there would be only, a small section of people that would be interested in this. Annual RFPs, most manufacturing companies, they work with carriers, larger carriers that can provide their annual bidding process. And in that process, there's thousands and thousands of lanes, and you pick and choose what you are good at, and you're competing against, I would say probably 50, 60, 70 other carriers. But in order for you to get invited there, you have to kind of build a reputation for yourself. You have to have a clean safety record, which is something that we go over in detail in the course. And I would think that that would get you the freight and the contracts that you need. Does ET have any car hauling? No, we don't. Okay, how do we sign up for the course? Again, how long does it take to complete? So, in order for you to sign up to the course, you would need to go into the YouTube platform, press the join button. Okay, once you press the join button, this is the only way, this is the only platform that we provide our course on. We chose this because we did a poll. I think there was over 700 people that filled out that form that asked them on what platform do you trust or would you feel comfortable taking. I think that over 90% said that they feel comfortable taking the course on the YouTube platform. And that's why it's the only place that we provide this course. So for you, once you press the join button, you will have 3 options. There's an ET sponsor, an ET mentee, and a ET entrepreneur. So you would need to select the ET entrepreneur, and then you would have, once you pay for the ET entrepreneur, you will unlock a set of videos. And in those videos, we talk about, obviously, there's the 9 modules there. But before you sign up, or right after you sign up, you send an email to sponsorship@ettransport.ca, and that's going to you will have access to the booklets. We'll send you the email, we'll register you, and we'll send you the booklets, and that's how you're going to get your certificate at the end. Okay. How do you go from a single owner operator to multiple trucks? So, in the course, there's a lot of entrepreneurs within this course. And I think that this is definitely something that I would bring in, as a private session for those that are interested on how do you scale. And to answer your question, I mean, you have to obviously be profitable with one before you can get a second, third, and fourth truck. But once you learn that formula and how to do it right, then you'll be able to easily, scale up. Okay, so I'm not here to answer any questions about green cards, anything. Okay, you mentioned some load brokers like Loadlink. Give me one second, guys. You mentioned load. Are these available? So you mentioned some load boards like Loadlink. Are these open for dispatchers who are not a company yet, just to take a look at some of the loads that are available or get familiar with it? So there is no free version of Loadlink, or DAT does have a free version of it, but you won't see much there. In order for you to look at these load boards, I would recommend that, when you sign up to the course, If there are a lot of people that want me to share my screen, that you guys can just do trial and error just to see, from this location to this location, what kind of loads are posted, we could definitely do that and see the rate per mile that they're being posted at. But definitely, unfortunately, you won't be able to have an account with LoadLink or DAT unless you're an actual carrier. And for you to be a carrier, you need to take the right steps in order to apply for your MC number, your USDOT number. So I think that it's one step at a time. You would take a dispatch course. With the mentorship program, I will give you the ability to, I'll share my screen in one of the sessions, and you guys can see, what kind of loads are on these load boards. But really good question. Thank you. Can you just buy the booklets without the course? No, I don't sell the booklets without the course. Again, guys, if the point of the course and the nine 1 hour session, nine 1 hour classes was designed for you to go into the mentorship program. So if you have no intentions of going into the mentorship program, you're more than welcome to do the course. But again, the whole point that I built this course was because I saw where other people failed, and where they fail is because people don't hold their hand and guide them moving forward. Okay, so whoever's taking the course, it's a really good question. If we want to connect with each other, how you can help with that? Okay, so for those that's the whole point of the mentorship sessions. Okay, so when I have your contact information, let's say there's 60 of you, 50 of you, 40 of you, right? Now, if I invite you all to a private Teams meeting where you can all see each other and you can all talk to one another, you're all in the same situation. So over there, you'll have the owner operators that want to the owner operators that want to dispatch themselves, or they want to open up their own trucking company. You'll have the dispatchers there, and you're also going to have the entrepreneurs there. So a lot of the times, I mean, you guys will feed off of each other. One person might say, hey, I've done this. Another person would say, hey, I've done that, and this worked for me. So yes, that's the whole point of the mentorship program, is that you're also in touch with other people that are doing that are in the same boat as you're in. All right. Hey, Ronan, do the load boards work as well in Canada as they do in the US? So there are if you're in the US and you're only doing US to US, you do not need load link. You will only use DAT, or there are a few other ones that I mentioned in the program. But if you're Canadian, then you will probably have two, just like we do here at ET Transport. This is fun. Thank you for this. You're welcome. Guys, just so you all know, this is probably the first time I went on a live session where I'm doing this. So I am just getting acquainted to it, or used to it. I usually speak in front of a camera, and then if I mess up or anything, then it just gets edited or deleted. Where here I cannot. And it's very hard for me, I guess, for my eyes to to read questions and answer them at the same time. So thank you all for being patient with me. I haven't got a booklet with the YouTube subscription. Okay, so again, if you have subscribed, I recommend that you send the email to sponsorship@ettransport.ca in order for us to send you out the booklet. Okay. What's the best strategy for booking loads that you use currently? Well, I'm not going to get into that, but you're more than welcome to choose to sign up to the course, and then once you're in the mentorship sessions with me, then I'll be more than happy to give you some guidance or some tips on how to book loads. Is it profitable to solely use load boards as a carrier? Yes, it is profitable. I've met lots of companies last week in the conference in Illinois, where a lot of the companies are 100% on load boards, and they are doing just fine as companies, and they've secured themselves the work that they need in order to run profitable fleets. How often do you get recognized when trying to book a load? So actually, I get recognized a lot. So when I call people on a low, but it's not fun when I get recognized. That's the problem. So I'm getting more and more recognition, and people are recognizing either the voice, or when I say it's Ronen here from ET Transport, they right away they're like, "Oh, you're that guy from YouTube, or you're that guy from TikTok, or Facebook." So yes, um, so it's harder to do my job when people recognize me. Thank you very much, Maynor. Ronan, I love your dispatcher shorts. They're really funny. You make me laugh every time. Thank you very much. They're meant to make people laugh. They are meant for you to see what we actually go through on a day-to-day basis. The really bad ones I don't post when somebody tells me to, or are really mean to me or very rude to me, or they hang up on me. I try not to post that, but there is a lot of that also. Good to know. Thanks. I'm leased to a company and I will pay 43. Especially if it's 12% of the gross revenue. They handle everything. Okay. All right. So if you are a lease operator, so there's a really good question here. I love KG. I'm leased to a company and I pay 43,000 in dispatch fees. This is 12% of the gross revenue. They handle everything from insurance to safety. Would it make sense to dispatch myself and save that money? If you are, I mean, 12% is a lot when you're paying for your own trailer, your own insurance, your own plates, for your own. Once you're safe, if you're safe, if everything is fine with your safety, there's dispatch companies that will dispatch you there for 4, 5, or 6%. I mean, I'm sure that once this course is over, you'll even meet people within the sessions that are willing to, that are willing to, that are willing to work. I mean, to dispatch you for a lot less than that. But today, you can find a dispatch company that will dispatch you between 4 to 6%. Uh, would this course help me make that decision better? So yes, I mean this course can help you make that decision better. If you're paying, I mean you have a set fee that you're paying, which is 12% of gross. I think that if you were to, I mean you obviously have your own authorities because if somebody's dispatching on your behalf, they're booking, on your MC number, on your USDOT number. So dispatching yourself can save you 12%. So, would it be beneficial for you? Absolutely. If you had the load board and you'd be able to see what's profitable, what's not profitable, you'd be able to book these loads on your own. Or, you can probably find somebody to dispatch you for a lot less than 12%. Okay, so how many power units is the upper limit for one dispatcher to manage, in my opinion? Okay, so it depends on the times. That's a very good question. So one dispatcher can usually handle probably up to 10 power units. Okay, that is finding the loads and dispatching the driver. Today, because the times are a little bit tougher, I would say probably 1 to 6, 1 to 7, maybe 1 to 8, because it's a little bit more difficult to find loads. So I think, comfortably you can probably dispatch 7 or 8 power units. Today, in good times, you can for sure do 10. All right. If you take the course, then downgrade, can you still go back to the videos as a refresher, or do they have to pay again? Okay. So if you take the course, if you downgrade, you will not have access to the videos. But what you will have is, a big, PDF that you'll get emailed, and you can reference anything there. So when I talk about the course, I always reference module 2, module 4, module 6. So this is the PDF that probably you will get with all the modules and everything that we talk about. So when we reference it, we can reference back the booklets, and that's something that you will have. All right, guys, we're just gonna do one or two more questions. We've been at it for almost an hour. The time passed really fast. I got a question. If you have your own truck, what will you do with the truck with no trailer? What will you do? So unfortunately, I don't recommend anybody to just have a truck without the trailer. If anybody's going into this, you're going into it with your trailer, whether it's a van, reefer, or flatbed. I The ones that are suffering the most right now, I would say, are the ones that have no trailer, because they are very, very limited with loads, and those loads are not paying at all, not even a break even point. So I would never recommend to anybody to only get the truck. I would only recommend for people to have the truck and trailer. All right. Any other questions, guys? Well, I must say, this was a lot of fun. Um, Thank you very much for everybody that joined. I'll be doing a lot more of these sessions, so just keep up with your uh, with our polls, with our updates, and you'll get invited to them. Hey, Ronan, what do you think about serving the Southwest region given the rates? So, good question. The Southwest region. Um, there's a lot of regions right now that are coming out of them is nearly impossible. I mean, the rate per mile is probably, I would say, 75 cents, a dollar 25, well below the break even point. So what you want to do as a good dispatcher, you kind of want to see the outbound and inbound lanes before you send out a truck there. So, today it's okay to send the truck to Florida, but come in 3 months or 4 months, once the produce season is done, I mean, when you go into Florida, I mean, you're coming out of there for, a lot less than your break even point. So you want to make sure that that round trip is good. So it's very hard to just select one region, usually the one that has zero outbound loads. The inbound loads should be paying you enough to take the hit on the outbound. But we'll get more into that in the dispatch course. I got one more question. If you have your own truck, if you go into Amazon or Walmart, does that count for trailers? So Amazon and Walmart are, I would say Amazon probably is trickier. They kind of want you just to haul their trailers, which is okay. You can haul other people's trailers, but you don't want to be solely dependent on them. For example, I mean, if you're late for an Amazon delivery, they will ban you within 24 hours. They'll ban you from their website if you have one bad review or one Google review or some review on you. And I don't recommend for anybody to be dependent 100% on them. And a lot of people are getting banned, and as things are slower, they're looking for reasons why they only want to work with, I guess, the carriers that have the good reviews inside that Amazon relay. So I would never be dependent on them 100%. Even if you want to do their loads, you can, but make sure you have your own trailer if something happens. Yes, thank you. Okay, guys, we are going to call it a day. Thank you very much for all of you that joined, and I will be looking. Hopefully, I get to see you all in my private sessions, and you guys are all a part of a part of the dispatch course and the mentorship program. I wish you guys all the best of luck, and we'll see you next time.